looking at pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's
Alrighty, guys, a little bit of a mishap there, misclick, but here we are, LTS week number 4 taking place here, right now. I think, right, week number 4. Things are looking great, and I'm super excited to see what we have in store for us. We have a gigantic deadlock here taking place. Fight for playoffs contention here. Both teams that are contending here, 1 and 3, I do believe. So, looking to take home some blood here, but BSG coming off a big victory up against Mad City last week.
Oh boy, back again for another Friday. Thank you, Salt, for bringing us on. But yeah, you said it right. Both these teams, 1 and 3 right now, and it is week 5. So
Week
this
5.
is where the wins start coming in clutch. And one of these teams are going to be 2 and 3 by the end of the night. Considering that there is a 3-way tie right now for that 4th place spot, with 3 teams being at that 2-2 spot, we could see some shimmying around in the standings tonight. But I do believe these guys are ready for draft. So it's going to be a fun one, I do believe.
Yep, and I'll send you guys right over, get that going for us, and let's see how this game does go, shall we, lads?
Absolutely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for week 5 of LTS to kick on off. It's your boy Gurf back again, and I've got my lovely co-caster Dream. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself, Gurf?
I am fired up for some LTS action. We got 2 teams coming in tonight that we have yet to see on stream. So Ergotum, we've been watching these 2 teams. Actually, I was doing a little studying up on these guys, watching their record for the past few weeks, and unfortunately, on that 3-week losing streak right now, they were able to take down MGR in week 1, but the eye is over on BSG because they just took down Mad City last week. That number 2 team that we see in LTS here, they were able to take down. So this is going to be an interesting night for sure to see where these 2 teams end up in the standings by the end of it. But we do have the bans coming through right now that Lee Sin, Diana, going to be sitting on the bench for this first game. And I think some good bans I would think from both. There's a lot of champions these guys both pick, and with that I'm just looking at the team name Ergotum. The Udyr, wrong U champion, being banned out, actually something that has been played by BSG very often. Same with that Nocturne going as well too, being banned by BSG. So these teams obviously have done their homework as well too, and are banning accordingly. So it's always nice to see that little bit of knowledge coming from either side.
Yeah, the side of BS Gaming coming off of that win from against the Mad City, one of the 2 top teams in the league there. Got to be feeling really good coming in this week. And immediately we see jungle bans just flying out the window here. Lee Sin, which can be flexed as well into 3 lanes. The Udyr, jungler. The Diana can be flexed into that mid and jungle. Nocturne taken away can be flexed into 3 lanes as well. And that Olaf as well as the Shen. So a lot of bans being targeted at those multi-role champions there. It is going to be the first pick Tristana. This could go into the mid or the 80 carry role. It is most likely going into that 80 carry role. That is usually what the first pick Tristana is for. It is instantly responded with by the Rumble pick. With the nerfs to Rumble on this most recent patch here, I doubt we see him in the jungle. However, it was TSM that played it today in the jungle, and they won. So
yeah, it just does still tend to show up, but it really honestly depends on what's going on with the rest of your team. I really like the picks coming through as well too, because looking at these teams, BSG, from their team comps, it seems to be very heavily based in team fighting compositions. Over on the side of Ergotum, though, you have a lot of flexibility. That's why we see the Nocturne and Diana banned out too, because there has been cases where they pick those 2 champions, the Tristana, the Galio as well too, and they're able to flex them wherever the heck they really want to. This is why we're seeing this Volibear come in as well too, still kind of hiding their hand of where the heck are these champions going to end up. But that's why I really like that Karma pickup from BSG, because it does deny that pick from Ergotum. They have actually run the Karma top before and Karma support, so taking that flexibility away from Ergotum, definitely targeting their kind of draft style is what BSG is doing right now. So really like what's going on in this draft so far. But the Nautilus going to be coming through as the 3rd pick here for Ergotum, and we've seen a little bit of resurgence of this champion. Even Riot had a very clever way of putting it into terms that he's back. I don't know if we'll see him in the jungle. I haven't seen too much of that personally, but you never know, Dream. We've seen some crazy stuff here in LTS on these Friday nights, but it does seem to be that Ezreal coming through is the final pick for BSG before we head into the second round of these bans.
And once again, we're faced with compositions that are very, very flexible. That Karma can go into that mid or support role there. We've already talked about the Rumble. Ezreal's pretty much set in stone unless they do something crazy like Ezreal mid. But on the other side, you have the Volley Bear that can be flexed into the top and jungle. You have the Nautilus that can be flexed into jungle or support. It could probably even be flexed into mid and top if you really, really felt like it. The Tristana we already talked about, can be flexed into 2 separate roles as well. So a lot of flexibility coming from both these comps, not giving away too much of what they want to do.
Yeah, and you know that Galio is still on the board as well too, can offer a lot into a team like what Urgotum's got already. You've got massive CC from that Nautilus. The Volley Bear coming in with the Stormbringer can cause a lot of ruckus in those piled up team fights. So we'll have to see if that makes its way through here, as Yone actually going to be the next to go. So very spicy picks being denied here, I guess, in game number 1. But BSG, one final ban. I would think they maybe go for that Galio, but I don't think it's a necessary thing to do, especially when you've already denied the Nocturne and the Diana, which is really going to be that main engage you look for as a Galio, to be like, okay, I'm pressing my R now, let's go in. So maybe they ban it, maybe they don't. If it goes
Camille is still up.
The Camille is also still up as well too. I don't know if they played any
Never
Camille. They heard you, Dream. They're listening in.
I jinxed it. Speaking of Jinx, she's still up as well, but I don't think we're seeing a Jinx this game. 280 carries already picked. The Yone ban is interesting because they haven't shown their mid laner here. They're trying to get a matchup that is more favorable, and we do know the power of Yone once he hits that level 6 can be very dangerous for mages in that mid lane, or it can also even be dangerous for the Tristana post 6 as well, so if they do decide to send that there. So I really do like your Godum's ban on the Yone here. Wonder if they're going to follow it up with it. Is going to be that Orianna. So both sides of the coin, the Yone and Orianna becoming kind of a classic matchup this season. Both of them being banned away by your Godum, so we're going to see probably some interesting champions on either side. And it could be the Karma top or mid.
Yeah, true. But I do kind of like the Braum and Ezreal together because the most stick shots can proc the Braum passive. So if you're really looking to get a little bit of early game shenanigans going, this is kind of the comp you're looking to go for. There is that lockdown potential that we could see BSG kind of just bring right out the gates for us in game number 1 here. It's usually something we see, but there it is. Galio immediately followed there by the Hecarim. Not going to take too long for them to decide on that. And now with that Galio coming in, I would think he's going into the mid lane. Yeah, my guess is he goes towards that mid lane too, which is not something out of the ordinary. I'm curious to see what kind of build he's going for, if it's more AP, if it's more tanky, but with the Nelution coming through, I would think he might be going a smidge bit more tanky. A lot of damage on the side of BS Gaming.
Yeah, and on the other side, there isn't nearly as much damage, really. It's just the Tristana that's going to be the sole source of damage. It's three big beefy boys and then a bruiser on your Godum side, with Tristana kind of just sitting in the back of all these massive frontline champions. For BS Gaming, though, they have the Ezreal, who can scale up and do a lot of damage. They have the Lucian, who is an early game monster. The Rumble, a very dangerous threat in the mid game as well. And the Braum is so good at disengaging and engaging. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do go for a level 1 invade. And another thing that I want to bring to your attention here, Gurf, is with the Braum pickup, it does maybe hint at an Ezreal mid, because the Lucian Braum lane, one of the things from last season, is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, that's another really good ADC to pair up with that Braum is, again, anything that you can get that Braum passive procced ASAP, those are really good ADCs that you want to pair with that support. So, honestly, if we see level 1 shenanigans, you pair up a Lucian and an Ezreal with the Braum passive, yeah, that is a nice, easy way to guarantee, at minimum, someone's flash in that early game. So I'm expecting maybe a little bit of aggressiveness aggressiveness from BS Gaming, but we have to take a peek at what Ergodom has in the tank here to deal with that. That Galio, you know, depending on what he starts, depending on if we see in that invade, he could simply go his taunt or his knock up E as well too. It's got a name, Justice Punch. Thank you. Got the whisper in my ear there. But you know, we could see those options as well too. Nautilus passive offers a lot of CC, a lot of very easy CC to proc when enemies get in your face like that too. So if they are going to go for it, they're going to have to be snappy. They have to make a split decision on who's going to get picked. And obviously that target is going to be on the squishiest champion on that team, which is the Tristana. However, that's not the easiest champion to lock down with her jump away, with her buster shot as well too. Makes it a little bit more tricky for BS Gaming to find that CC.
Yeah. We already talked about how much damage is coming from BS Gaming, but your Gotham has so much CC, and BS Gaming has a very mid to low range composition that they have to deal with here. And the moment any one of these champions gets hit with CC, it's just layer upon layer of CC that follows up after it. It can be coming from the Nautilus hook, the Galio taunt, the Volibear Q, or the devastating charge from the Hecarim as well. And even Tristana, she has a slow when she jumps on top of somebody. So much CC to deal with BS Gaming's hard engage, and because of how low range their composition is, it is going to be a little bit difficult for BS Gaming to actually pull off their composition. But if they can pull it off in the early game, it will make your Gothams scaling a lot more difficult because of how much damage is coming out from that side.
Yeah, and honestly, this to me looks like a bit of who is going to be able to pull that trigger faster, who's able to execute these team fights faster, because looking at both these comps we have on either side, BS Gaming has a team that is there to hit you hard and hit you fast. That damage is going to come out like crazy fast. Crazy fast. You have the culling, you have the true shot barrage, you have the equalizer topped on top of all that, the glacial fissure to lock these members down, and then of course the mantra for whatever your team needs. However, you look at these extended fights, if they go a little bit too long, Ergodom has some good damage and good tanks to soak that up as well too, as well as that damage I mentioned to actually deal it back. I would say, you know, we're going to probably see the most of that come this mid game. But as we get into late game, it started to become a little bit of a coin flip to see who's really got the more damage. Because, you know, we've seen late game Ezreal's, the poke during those during when an Ezreal kites, it's disgusting to me. It really is gross seeing how much damage that champion can output come late game when he's got his full items out. And yeah, those WQ combos, it's just way too strong. So we'll have to see which one of these guys are going to execute. But Dream, where do you think you give your edge over in game number 1 here?
I think I'm going to have to give it to BS Gaming. I think that it's going to take too long for your Gotham's composition to get to a position where they can use that massive front line to keep the Tristana safe. And I think BS Gaming is just going to take the early game and run away with it.
There is that possibility, and you know, if BS Gaming are able to execute that and take that early game away, I see it as an absolute possibility for them to. That's a win con right there, for sure. Dream, don't disagree with you at all on that. But if Ergodom can hold on, right? If they're able to, you know, even find punishing moments on BS Gaming, right? If someone steps up, you get hit by an anchor, you get hit by the Galio taunt, right? Have fun getting away from that too. And that's really where I think the strength in Ergodom is going to lie. I said at the beginning of this, you know, BS Gaming, a lot of their strength lies in the team fight. Well, we have two very strong team fighting teams here. However, you know, you have multiple avenues here, I think, for both teams to kind of look for those win cons. You can pull off the 1v1-3-1s. You can pull off the full Nayram that we always like to see, but we'll have to see what happens when we get onto the Rift. But don't forget, guys, there are our predictions open right now, so make sure to place those tokens on who you think is going to win this game number 1. Dream, I think this is going to be a spicy one, buddy.
Yeah, I really hope that it is going to be. We are going to go into our spectator delay here really quick, though, so we'll talk more about that once the game gets started. We'll see you guys soon.
Absolutely. See you soon, guys.
saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to LTS Week 5. We've got Ergodum on the blue side. We've got BS Gaming on the red. And let's just take a look at the lineups. El Torito in the top lane for Ergodum, followed by Lemnos, Sloth, Papa Filth, and Alcalora. Over on the side of BS Gaming, we got Yut. Well, that's going to be a learning one tonight. George De La Jungle, Non, Wubsy, and Trollface here, but look at what we're seeing already. It's the potential invade here. They're all going to get spotted out by that ward. So, you know, I think Ergodum maybe listening in a little bit, knowing what was potentially coming out here. So they have warded up their red side entirely. No one's going to get caught out. Fingers crossed on that. But, yeah, lots of information already from these early wards. So Ergodum not going to get caught out by that early cheese.
Yeah, and the funniest part about it is, look where they've positioned themselves. They're going to know if they stay there or not. So this could just be a steal on both sides. But the delayed movement from your Godum's jungle and bot lane there.
Oh no.
They're gonna walk into it.
Well, I thought it was going to be 5v4, but no, it's now turned all the way down onto Lemnos, and it's just going to be a quick first blood for BS Nuan. Oh my. This is, they knew they were there, but decided, you know, okay, we're safe to go back to our lanes as everybody split up. No. BS Gaming held their patience and actually going to be blowing a flash on Papa Filth down here. Some good poke coming down as well, too, and this is just super ideal for BS Gaming, taking this early advantage, and we're seeing already George De La Jungle getting that early steal in camps here along the red side or Godum jungle. So this is a how you'd say an ideal start for BS Gaming.
Yeah, BS Gaming already starting off really well, having about a 600 gold lead here. The entire bot side, it looks like it's going to be stolen here, and now Galio's in a very bad spot here, but a good hook.
Oh, beautiful anchor down. That's going to be the charge used, but it's just not enough. The Ignite sticking down, the jump on in, but no! No, Trollface denies the pickup there. Locks down Tristana with that passive, and oh, it's just so close. Those are the ones you just... That's rough to walk away from like that and not pick up those kills.
Yeah, now it's a 1,000 gold lead for BS Gaming there, and we talked about this. We talked about what BS Gaming needed to do to win the game. They needed to win early, and BS Game and Ergodum has literally given them the early game. Walking into that jungle for the first blood there, and Tristana diving underneath the tower, level 2, to try and get a kill onto the Ezreal, who still hadn't burned his flash yet, or his kill yet, rather. So ends up being 2 kills, one of them going over to the Lucian, the other one going over to the Braum there. So really great start from BS Gaming.
Yeah, and you see even Wubsy going back for that early back to pick up the tier means he's going to get stacking up nice and early. We're not even 3.5 minutes into this game. Well, just crossed that moment now. it is still very early to be picking up these little tiny advantages. And again, I've talked about it before too, about, the death by 1,000 paper cuts. This is the start of what we're seeing here. However, little action happening in this river right now. Georgia Jungle going to catch out 3, but he's got his team here. Jump on over for Papa Filth. He's going to pick up another kill there for Ergodum. Actually, first one for them. BSG not in a bit of trouble though, locked down. And will Ergodum actually clean up this fight? Will look like an awkward position here actually turns into something so ideal for them. Wubsy getting down low. That potion's trying to heal him up, but Sloth gonna go ahead and clean it up. Now 3-2 for Ergodum. Just when we thought things were taking off, that 1,000 gold lead is almost back in the hand. This is not done yet. Trollface gets caught out as well too. One last auto from Papa Filth will do enough to clean it up. And yep, now the gold swings back on over to Ergodum, Dream.
Yeah, almost a 2,000 gold for your Gotham. We just talked about how good Gaming's early game was starting out there, and they just threw it all away all at once, and it looks like we're going to have another fight here in the bot lane.
It's an absolute fist fight. Lemnos gets caught out in his own jungle, but Wubsy there to follow on up and chase Sloth away. Actually, Lenmos gets caught out invading, so you know what? This is where that punishment is coming in a little bit too. This is where, at this level of League of Legends, if you're caught overstaying for something, you are going to get punished. And unfortunately, that lead not too big quite yet for Ergodum to be looking for those very, stylish plays. Not yet, my friend.
And after all that, it still ends up in a gold lead for your Gotham there, about 500 gold lead. And most of it, I do believe, is going to be on the Tristana if we go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, Tristana, most gold in the game, already at 2,200 there. Has the Noon Quiver before the 5-minute mark, walking back to lane with it there, versus just a Tear and a Doran's Blade. This lane is going to be so rough for this Ezreal now after getting that early start. Now is going to be struggling quite hard against this Tristana. The moment a hook lands on either one of them, Tristana can just go in and deal massive amounts of damage.
Oh, absolutely. That satchel, if it comes through, but it's actually mid. We're taking a look on the big taunt coming from Sloth. And Lenmos coming in as well, too, for the help. Non has nowhere to go. No sums to get away, and that's going to be another kill picked up here by Ergodum. Really nice gank there by Lenmos. And this is, honestly, looking at these runes here, we were talking about it coming to this game, Dream. The Predator Galio. I was mentioning in the draft, too, how we might see more of a tanky Galio to deal with this damage coming from BS Gaming, but the damage Galio is actually no joke. It actually hurts quite a bit, especially against those squishier characters. So I'm excited to see what this Galio can turn into mid to late game. But right now, Ergodum going to be picking up that first dragon of the game. Mountain going to go on over to them. And no contest from BS Gaming on that.
It is going to be the Mountain Dragon going over to your Gotham there. It is just a Mountain Dragon, so a little bit of extra resistance. I do believe it's 6%. Yeah, 6%.
Yeah.
So doesn't mean all too much for the squishy members of your Gotham, but there's only one squishy member of your Gotham, so
True.
It's going to mean a lot. As hold on, we got another fight here.
Sloth just gonna use his Justice Punch to get on out to safety. Don't know what he was doing in there. Just a little how do you do as he passes on by, but maybe looking to interfere with this scuttle that George de la Jungle is currently on. Not gonna be able to quite land his Q there as that scuttle picked up. It's the bot lane. Trollface actually gonna be flashing away. Oh man, he gets locked up a little bit by that Nautilus combo, but no kills picked up there, no dice yet. We are just trading back and forth right now, but honestly, the way this game has been going, I can see a fight breaking out at any moment. So ladies and gentlemen, you better keep your eyes open for these two teams to hit hard and hit fast. I was saying this about BS Gaming going into this as well too, about, that's kind of what their objective is, but Ergodum showing that they can do the exact same thing, especially with this bot lane of the Nautilus Tristana combo.
Yeah, and the Ezreal having gone back, picking up that Sheen there does even the lane out a little bit. I do think the Sheen is just a cheaper version of Noon Quiver for champions that build it. The presence of it, but look at Limosy, he's just chilling, he's waiting, here he comes!
He goes on the shadows, the anchor followed up by the jump, there's nowhere for Trollface to go. I think he's just going to accept his death, make sure his ADC gets back to safety, but that is the sacrifice that he makes. And another kill goes on over to Ergodum. I believe that is Another one for Papa Filth. Now has that shutdown gold on him as well too. So definitely, if he didn't already have a target on his back, he does now.
Yeah, and how do you kill this Tristana this early in the game here? There's not a lot of hard engage from BS Gaming composition. We talked about all their damage, but what they're lacking is hard engage. It's literally only the Braum and maybe a very good snare from the Karma or the ultimate from the Rumble if he catches enough people. But other than that, they really don't have any sort of hard CC to lock somebody down. Because even the Brahms is a delayed stun. You have to get 4 autos on them to even get the stun to work. So,
yeah, that is a bit of a tricky situation for BS Gaming to be facing right now too. Is, you know, how do we get to that Tristana when you have a what we would put in classical terms of protect the ADC kind of comp here that we're seeing from Ergotum? It's that's the exact point. You have 1 hyper carrier here and 4 just meaty boys that are able to just protect this Tristana no matter what, right? And the amount of CC that they offer as well too is going to be just an added bonus to all of this. So I really like how this is going right now for Ergotum, and the fact that these kills are all on Tristana. Well, the majority of them are on Tristana. That's a really, really good sign right now, and something that I think is definitely on the forefront of BS Gaming's minds as they're trying to deal with this. But top lane, actually, you looking for a tether there. El Torito actually going to pop the Stormbringer. But seems like we have a few numbers over on the blue side of BS Gaming's jungle. 4 members walk on in, they take that blue buff. Lemnos will say thank you very much, and everyone's just gonna walk on out together. Really nicely done, good rotations, good communication. That's what we love to see here.
yeah, and they have to be very defensive with their jungle here because just a very small misstep can lead to the demise of BS Gaming. You already see they're down 2,000 gold here at the 10-minute mark, and we talked about how BS Gaming, hold on, we got to fight here in the bot lane.
Coming down, Equalizer's going to come as well, but a little short, just to be able to do a little damage onto Alcalora, but in goes Papa Filth once again, jumps in, jumps out. That's going to be the true shot barrage, but Wubsy taken down by Papa Filth now on a rampage. Ergotum again with the rotation, snapping down on the BS Gaming. It's a double kill for Papa Filth, and they win the rotation once again.
Yeah, that is going to be 3 kills for nothing. 5 kills on this Tristana now. 2 kills for that Hecarim, showing that just because he was out of the meta for a little bit means he's not going to go quietly into the night. The 2 buffs that he's gotten these past 2 patches have brought him back, and he is ready to take the meta over yet again. And I know a lot of junglers are going to hate the fact that he's coming back because nobody likes Hecarim, both playing with, playing as, or playing against him. So. But once again, Hecarim has returned, so everybody be on notice. Hold on, we got a fight in the mid lane.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's happening mid. Lemnos has shown up, but just more as a hey, leave Sloth alone. What are you doing to him? So just a little bit of trading, but you know, this is important time right here because you do have this dragon up that will be Shelly popped in the mid lane, but there is going to be TP coming through as well too. Alcalora looking for the anchor, going to land onto this rumble. George the jungle gets melted down, and Papa Filth picks up himself another kill. A little bit of a tongue twister there, but no, his 6th kill of the game. Now a 600 gold shutdown on that Tristana. This is looking pretty dire here in these early moments. You know, it's still early to call it, but this is a fantastic lead that Ergotum are creating for themselves.
Yeah, and they're also going to head to grab the dragon here. Hold on, your Ergotum's.
Yeah, that's a flash. That's a flash from Sloth. A little short on the taunt there, and that's the kind of risk if you don't land that taunt once you go in as Galio. That's an uh-oh moment. That's I need to hightail it the hell out of here right now. And we see that's why the flash was burned, just to keep himself safe and out of that culling possibility here. But Dream, we got ourselves an Infernal Drake, the spiciest of the 4, and couldn't have asked for anything better, especially for this game. Is culling actually coming out from this Lucian? Oh my goodness, just a little bit closer would have done it, but Lenmo's coming in with the Onslaught of Shadows, trading it back in. George to the jungle, also poking through, but it's actually going to be the mantra EUs. Will BS Gaming get in range? Yes, they will, but they're going to trade jungle for jungle. Lenmos gets a kill back onto George de la Jungle, but now we're seeing the pings come through. The anchor's going to be dodged, but the Stormbringer cannot. The flash is down for Ute. Ute, again, still trying to learn it, but it's the depth charge popped as well, too. Once again, the anchor comes through, and that kill will go on over to Sloth, but in comes Papa Filth once again. That charge is ticking down. It's another kill for that Tristana. Ooh, true shot barrage, though, from downtown. Picks up one. Dream, it's a bloodbath here. It's 18 kills at 14 minutes. What can I say?
I think I'm not going to be talking very much this game. Every time I try to open my mouth, there's another fight, and give it about 30 seconds, I'm pretty sure something will happen in mid lane, because we see the Braum already roaming over towards that top side. Tristana hasn't fully reset yet. There she goes. So no fight going on in the mid lane. On a different note here, though, the mid lane tower for your Gotham is very, very low. They did get the Riptail charge off on it, so it is taking quite a significant amount of damage. Getting that first turret gold can be very good at helping BS Gaming get back into this game, but it is still a very long way to go here. They're down about 3,500 gold here, 2,500 gold actually. So it is still a long road to get back in it, but it's really just the Tristana with all of that gold there. Without Tristana, they have no damage. Even with the Gallia going for what looks like the not the Everfrost, the Rocket Belt. I do believe that was a
mid. That's the Hex Flash. That's the depth charge. It's going to land onto Non. He's got nowhere to go. Actually, he's got some teammates, but Lenmos popping that Onslaught of Shadow, not landing on anybody. And Yugute able to threaten that tether, forces them out. The Mantra Q coming through, but the red actually smited away by George de la Jungle. However, caught out by the anchor, and 3 members of Forgotten here will just pick him off. Culling gonna be used as well by Non. You gonna have to run back up to the top side. This is just an absolute horde of these Ergotum players sticking together through thick and thin. Every single one of these fights we have seen the number advantage going the way of Ergotum. So excellent rotations from them so far, Dream. Just beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and you're got them playing as an as a whole unit here. They're not playing as individuals. Every single member is on the same exact page. They're rotating exactly where they need to, and just countering BS Gaming's entire game plan here. There's really nothing that BS Gaming can do in this early game, and this is the team composition that has the early game advantage, and they are struggling to pull this early game out. But like I said, it's really just that Tristana that has all of the gold there. We do see Hecarim. He has quite a bit of gold himself as well there. About 1,400 over the Rumble. Has a significant CS lead there as well. But like I said, is mainly in that bot side. It is a near 3,000 gold difference between the two 80 carries. So already 2 items completed by the Tristana as well, versus just what looks like it's going to be the Divine Sunderer build from the Ezreal. The Divine Sunderer to get a little bit of a buff. So I'm curious to see if this is going to be the way he wants to play it, because that build hasn't been very favorable ever since people discovered the Dustblade build. So I'll be very interested to see what they go for. And with that second item there, the Glacial Buckler, I think he might be going for his second item as the Frozen Heart.
Interesting. I mean, earlier today for that game we were watching between TSM and Team Liquid, Kobe and Freak were actually talking about the merits of this Divine Sunder on Ezreal, especially like you mentioned that recent update to it. You see, there are also 2 other Divine Sunderers in this game, so clearly there's something going on with this item that we are probably about to see right now, that the mythics are coming through. But now with this Infernal up, numbers are gathering in the mid lane. El Torito gonna be walking away from that Karma Leash, but it's Ergotum again surrounding this Infernal Dragon. First one up on the map, and getting this is actually gonna lock them into that soul point position. So really well done from them. Again, rotations, they are always the first ones to them, and almost, again, it comes down to being more proactive and reactive, but being them, it's Ergotum who start off this fight. The Equalizer coming down, but the Stormbringer to disactivate this tower. Onslaught of Shadows on the back line, but in comes Papa Filth. That anchor is not going to land, but El Torito able to take down Trollface, and now with Shelly pushing down in the mid lane, that tier 1 is gonna go down. the continued push here from the side of Urgotum. They still have this Rift Herald pushing. Let's see if they can do it. That anchor going to land onto Yugi. Just goes down. Papa Fifth finds another, jumping on in for the reset. Can he find some more? Buster Shot is there, but he's almost gonna get melted down. Lemnos there to save him from the rumble. Urgotum find themselves 2 turrets, 2 kills, and they're gonna walk on out.
No, it was more than that though, because they did kill the Ezreal and the Braum as well. So technically, it was 4 kills there for nothing, and 2 towers as well. So overall, just a massive victory for Urgotum there. Now sitting at about 7,000 gold. Yeah, 7,000 gold in the lead there. 6,500 almost. Closer to that actually. 18 kills to 6. We're not even at the 20-minute mark here, as another tower is going to go down in that top lane there. 4 turrets to nothing, and now we are at that 7,000 gold lead. The Tristana is absolutely massive, almost done with what looks like it's going to be the Infinity Edge as that 3rd item. How do you shut this champion down when they are this powerful?
That is the question of, I believe, the night right now, but you see what's about to happen in this mid lane. El Torito coming out of nowhere. Trollface, again, being the sacrificial lamb here, saying, team, just get the hell out of here, guys. It's okay if I go down. We don't want to make this any more worse than it could possibly be right now. So I don't know what you do, because in that case there, it wasn't Papa Filth. It was the rest of these members of Urgotum that chased him down, and now they're going to go ahead and start to melt down this Baron. I do believe that BS Gaming is aware of what's going on. That Hero's Entrance is still available, and you can see Sloth sitting on the backside, but look at this. So much damage coming through from Torito. Alcalora there to help as well, too. That will be George going on gold, but oh my goodness, he gets shut down along with Yug. And oh, Non will take a dive as well, too. Urgotum just wiping BS Gaming off the map right now. 3-0, and they're going to go ahead and restart this Baron, but Sloth sitting on the backside right now, messing around with Wubsy. Those mystic shots really not doing a lot here, but over extended period of time, that Conquer will start to hurt. Alcalora coming over the wall. That anchor will land onto Trollface, but oh, wait a minute. Sloth is going to be going down. Alcalora goes down, but 3 members of Urgotum will still be able to pick up that Baron buff right now. So, going to be wearing that purple buff, but it does mean a little bit of extra gold into the pockets of Wubsy.
And unfortunately, the Baron does still go over to them, so that means Tristana finishes out the Infinity Edge at 3 items at 21 minutes. I'm not, as an analyst, it's my job to think of ways for a team to come back into it, and if I was playing this game, the way to come back into this is go next. Unfortunately, because I can't think of a single way for them to come back into this game. They're almost down 10,000 gold here. It is 3 items on the hyper carry on the enemy team. The closest person in gold is the Ezreal, and he's 5,000 gold down almost from the Tristana.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, honestly, and it sounds easier than it actually is, right? All we have to do is pick the Tristana. How? How are we going to do that when a Nautilus is running you down? You got the Predator Galio, who's also chasing you. Very, very mobile champions here for the side of Urgotum, and that's something actually Salt whispered in our ears here coming into this game about the value of that mobility these champions have, just being able to run you down, and it's exactly what we've been seeing as this tier 2 bot turret just going to be shredded apart. The Baron up Tristana can do so much when sieging these towers, and I think that's kind of another thing too. They have strong siege, they have strong pick, they have strong team fight. What else do the side of Urgotum not have? I'm really missing that, and I don't know how you find that avenue back into this game when your main goal is we have to kill Tristana, and there's a giant wall in front of you that you cannot get by, you cannot break down. So what is it going to take for BS Gaming to find something like that?
Well, usually this is where I would talk about the dive champions that BS Gaming has. There are no dive champions they have. They can't reach this Tristana. And this is just going to be a free Infernal Soul. So not only does this Tristana now have 3 items along with the multiple items from the rest of the team, Tristana also now has the most powerful of the buffs there, the Infernal Soul, sitting around in that Ring of Fire, on their bodies, and they're going to use this along with the Baron to go ahead and probably take this inner tower, or this inhibitor tower here.
Oh
Look how much
my.
damage that
Oh
bomb did.
my goodness. That just took a third of Non's health there. Not even any autos. That's just the fully charged bomb off a tower. Ridiculous as Lemos holding down the fort there in the mid lane, still pushing in with those Baron buffed minions, but this is this could potentially, you know, if these members of BS Gaming step up and get picked off or take some more damage like that, it is not out of the question for Urgotum to just pull that trigger going in. BS non. Oh my goodness, he takes so much damage. The culling comes out, but it's just a tickle to Torito there. He's going to be fine. The siege will continue. I believe this Baron buff is now done. Lenmo's going to be taking that poke. Some even more poke from Mubsy over there. The anchor will not find any purchases. George de la Jungle still sitting behind the safety of his base wall. This is a very, very scary place to be in if you are BS Gaming. All you have to do is sit and protect, but one wrong move, one wrong step, you are going to have multiple members of Urgotum in your base and shoving, but these turrets are probably not too much longer for this World Dream.
Yeah, and it is going to be the Baron falling off there, so they don't have the pressure to push in that like they did with the Baron empowered minions. There is still quite a bit of wave clear, not as much as you'd be happy with, but they are going to take the consolation prize of the inner tower on the top side, so yet another tower going down. That is now 6 towers to nothing. 11,000 gold in the lead here for Urgotum. It is their game to lose at this point, and we do see that Non was going for the volley bear there, but decides to back off. Does not see enough people on the map to continue chasing for that. And we looking around at the gold. The volley bear, having just reset there, has 1,800 gold to spend. Goes ahead and buys that dead man's plate and still has a few hundred left over, so he's also going to buy the Negatron cloak as well. So
At this point, yeah. I mean, yeah, that equalizer could still potentially hurt here in this late game, so it's just only going to be negating the effects of that even more. So let's see what Urgotum's about to do here as the siege is coming in 4 members strong onto this mid-side tower. We do still have El Torito on the bot side pushing in that bot tower in the base very, very low as well too. But now, numbers rotating through. This Baron is back up in 50 seconds. So what we're going to see here is Urgotum just taking over the entire red jungle of BS Gaming. If they decide to step up, if BS Gaming decides to step up, there is a good chance that they get picked, and that's what we see. The anchors coming through. Yug is going to get caught, but the depth charge onto George in the jungle. Equalizer comes on down, but Papa Fit find the kill. Two-shot barrage is popped, but even more anchors will be used. The summoners are popped, but there's the Stormbringer, the rocket belt. These members of BS Gaming are just going to melt away. The last stand with the culling as Non is trying to hold his own, but the charge comes down. It's the ace for Urgotum as Papa Phil finds his 12th kill of the game. In they come through the inhibitor turrets. They're going to shred, and this is going to be possibly the game here for Urgotum.
now we do see that Sloth is resetting, but he has TP. He's just going to TP back to the thing here. We do see that champions are respawning. It is the Rumble, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Yeah, they're just going to jump on him and maybe take another kill here.
Nope.
No.
Just
The game's going to end first.
One last kill, and it's on the Nexus stream. What a game from Urgotum.
Welcome back, Hackerum.
Welcome back, buddy.
You were not missed.
I mean, looking at that game, right? I wanted to give the edge on over to BS Gaming at the start of that. A lot of damage, but I think I missed out on a lot of what Urgotum was going for, which was highly mobile, high CC, get in your face, and get this Tristana to the moon. We just feed her to the moon, and that's exactly what they did. It became so hard for that 2v2 matchup in the bot lane to deal with this Tristana Nautilus. Yes, they had a few good moments down there as well too, you know, getting those Braum passives off like that, but in the end, it comes down to that proactivity, Dream, and Urgotum was just snapping on those rotations, always making sure that they're together and keeping control of these rotations, not letting them get out of hand. So really, really good job by Urgotum in that game number 1.
Yeah, and Really, it started out very, very poorly for your Gotham, but those first 2 kills meant nothing. Like when the Tristana dives in level 2 against the Ezreal, who still has heal up, and dies to it, that was it. That was the only death Tristana gave away that entire game. For the rest of the game, every people just swarmed around her. She was never by herself. When she rotated to push a lane, it was Volibear, it was Nautilus, or it was Galio that was just sitting there. And if it wasn't any of those 3, it was the Hecarim running at Mach 30 to catch up to them. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really good stuff, guys. But tokens are now being dealt out to those winners, and we also have a poll open for player of the game. So make sure to use command vote and put whatever position you think deserves player of the game from Ergotum there. Crazy stuff in that game number 1, but this is still a best of 3 series. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll be into game number 2. So we will see you very soon.
Scared of the world, I can't keep chasing thoughts round my head. Just a girl with these people that call me their friends. Yeah, my thoughts overthinking, my thinking is bad. In my mind, I don't see my smile coming back. People say I'm overthinking, which makes me think more. Why we here? What on earth are we doing it for? Tell me I'm fine, that it'll pass, 'cause it's seasonal yet. I never felt something that's this real. Gotta think before I claim that I want you. Your beauty's running through my veins. It's hard to. I don't know if I'm thinking wrong. The thought of you, it's getting stuck in the middle of this long
Welcome back, everyone. We will be getting into Game 2 very, very shortly, but real quick, though, player of the game does go to Papa Filth, going 12-1-9 on that Tristana here in game number 1. You know, after that shaky start, things looked a little rough, but they were able to pull it back, pop off, and just make things happen, work as a cohesive unit, and this is what we want to see now. You know, week 5, we want some big synergies coming through, and we're seeing that very, very well. And quick shout out, though, to Alcalora taking his first game here on the LTS stage, popping off here on that Nautilus. You know, this is his tryout, and he's playing very, very well here. So, you know, ready to get into game number 2, and we should be setting off the draft. Anything you want to say before we head there, boys?
Oh, I'm ready to go for this one. It was definitely a big spicy game number 1, but I just gotta see what's about to unfold here, Salt. I'm very excited.
Definitely, definitely. And let's send it over to draft, get things rolling, shall we?
Alrighty, back again, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for game number 2, and same sides for both these teams, and what's gonna look like similar bans coming out as well too. But Urgonim coming through very proactive on that last game, and that Tristana was a bit of a menace. So let's see what is gonna happen in game number 2 here. If that Tristana is gonna be sitting on the bench, but same bans again from UGP. The Lee Sin, the Shen, and potentially that Udi are going to be banned out again. But let's see what BSG is going to do, if there's going to be a little shakeup. No, also going to be banning out that Diana. Very similar to Game 1, Dream.
Yeah, it looks like they think BS Gaming might just be thinking that it wasn't the champions in the game that lost them that. It was just the play style that they were playing. They are going to take away the Tristana here, but really, you substitute Tristana for, I don't know, a Twitch or a Kog'Maw or a Jinx or a Vayne, and you get the same effect here. So really, banning the Tristana isn't all that big, I would say, from BS Gaming. It does make your Gotham first pick the Volibear here, though, so a little bit of a switch up. But like I was saying, I don't think the Tristana is necessary for them to be able to win the game the same way they did last time. I just think that the Tristana made it easier because she can jump in with the rest of her team.
Yeah, those resets were huge from Papa Filth last game, and especially paired with that Nautilus. Alcalora was just essentially it was the setups, the tip into the net. Alcalora shot the puck from the blue line, and Papa Filth was sitting right there to just give a disgusting, dirty tip in. But Wooey is right there, Dream. That Xin Zhao gonna be coming through for BS Gaming. It has been a hot minute since I've seen a Xin Zhao out here, but you know, in the right hands, it can be an absolutely devastating champion. Gonna be bringing back that Karma once again, and honestly, paired up with the Xin Zhao, he's got a massive dash. You add a little bit more mobility and shield to that champion, he's gonna be in your face very fast. So learning from that game number 1, not having that engage or pick potential or any of it, this is where we might see a little bit more from BS Gaming in game number 2 here, Dream.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see what BS Gaming do follow it up with. But before I go a little bit deeper into what they have, Seraphine is being hovered, and Seraphine, her two fun items just got buffed this patch. Both Moonstone and Staff of Flowing Water, so I was waiting for Seraphine to come back, and I do believe Seraphine also herself got a buff as well this patch too, if I'm remembering correctly. Am I remembering correctly?
We're gonna get a fact check in the background.
She did get a buff this patch, so it's going to be paired up. I don't think it's going to be paired up with the Sivir, but Sivir going to be picked up there. Very safe champion and does quite a lot of damage, especially with that Dustblade build. I have had the extreme pleasure of playing it repeatedly and absolutely destroying champions like Jinx with it. So
that does make it a little interesting to pick that champion into the Sivir. But what stands out to me is the two big shielders here, that Seraphine and the Karma. A lot of times, and even through my own experience, all the way down in the reaches of Silver, those fights that come down to who is pumping out the bigger shields can make such a huge difference in these fights, especially when you have a lot of damage coming out very, very fast, which is why I'm not too surprised to see the Lulu ban here, especially since that Karma did go top last game. that would be even more massive shields offered to this team. But we see the Olaf ban, the Galio will be taken away this game, and now Urgotum actually thinking of banning out this Nautilus, as it will be BS Gaming with the next pick after this. And you know, potentially could be a risk if they let that Nautilus go through. It is pretty strong right now. He's got his own shields built into his kit, and we saw last game there with the Hex Flash, the depth charge. If you're able to pop that off, you know, with a very mobile team, it doesn't matter how far they run away. You're gonna catch them. They are gonna get CC'd at some point. But the Gnar actually coming through for BS Gaming, so that's looking like it might be a Karma support, potentially mid.
Yeah, the Karma support does do a similar job to the Lulu there, with the number of shields that she can pop onto the Jinx. Just doesn't have that really powerful ultimate to change the Jinx's health bar and make her tanky for ungodly reasons, because they buffed Lulu for no reason a few patches ago.
And I really, this is a tough situation to be in, right? Because Urgotum have some really strong jabs coming through, but this is going to reveal whether or not that Seraphine is going mid. If that's going to be Aurelia mid, actually they're kind of hiding their hand pretty well right now. Depends on this last pick, but yeah, that's another thing too. Thank you, Salt, whispering in our ears here. The Aurelia and Gnar matchup is honestly more Aurelia favored. So, you know, that Gnar wants to get in your face. That Aurelia being one of those slippery champions, hard to lock down, which is kind of the essence of Gnar, is you jump on top of them, you lock them down, and you just smack them around a bunch. That is going to be not the easiest to do, and why not just make it even harder? Oh my god. All right, Dream.
Your Gotham has built a composition where it says, do you remember Ionia?
Chase me, do it, chase me. Oh my god. You pair that with a Seraphine shield as well too. Oh my god. This is going to be interesting, as very interesting to see how they are going to lock down these members of Urgotum. Again, that question is coming through, Dream. What do they do to lock them down? Do they have that pick potential? And it will be the Rise that actually comes through. So, you know, late game that Rise is no joke, but early game with these heavily mobile champions like Aurelia and Akali, I don't know how I like that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what BS Gaming is going for here, because early game, the Xin Zhao is extremely powerful, and the Gnar usually is able to bully most top laners. Unfortunately, he's up against Aurelia, which is a hard counter to him, so they're going to struggle with that. But BS Gaming looks like they want two early to mid game champions to allow time for the Jinx and the Rise to scale up to become those late game monsters. But like you said, there's an Aurelia and a Akali on the other side. The mobility is not there for BS Gaming to be able to get away from these two champions, and you combine that with the Seraphine ultimate, with the giant thunder god bear thing running at you, and Sivir to make sure everybody else will keep up with them.
How do we breeze over that? On the hunt! They have On the Hunt as well too. That is extra speed. You like speed? I like going fast, Dream. I don't know about you, but that is what they have in their kit. And I don't know what the answer is going to be when they get in your face. The Mantra E from Karma, yes, is going to be helpful. If the Jinx can proc her passive and get excited, also another key thing is there that helps out as well too. Gnar at least can bounce away from these fights, but the one that really sticks out for me is that Rise. He doesn't become that big powerhouse until late game, and early game is very susceptible to those ganks, so I expect to be seeing Lenmos in that mid lane fairly often throughout this early to mid game, and I don't know exactly how they are going to find the lockdown on these very, very slippery champions, as they're only going to get stronger as this game goes, especially the fact that you have those Seraphine buffs coming in as well too. We have the shields coming from her, which are going to be massive. It's a little scary for me being BS, if I was BS Gaming right now. So they're going to have to dig deep to find a win here.
Yeah, and once again, it's that early game domination that they are looking out for. So that way they can properly scale into the mid to late game. If they lose the early game as hard as they did in game one, we may see another sub 30-minute game. for your Gotham here, because the team composition that they have built, there is mobility from all 5 of these champions, and not very much mobility from the other side. Like on the bright side, the Gnar ultimate can be game changing. The champions that are the carries there are extremely squishy, and if they get thrown into a wall and Jinx is allowed to just rocket them to death, then yeah, they can definitely win a fight. Or if Ryze manages to get a pick off onto one of these champions like the Seraphine, I do expect the Seraphine to be the target in most of these situations. She is going to be by far the easiest to kill out of the 5 champions from your God's composition here. The Sivir, once that spell shield is down, is also very, very vulnerable. But the top of the half of the map, Irelia, Volibear, and Akali, very, very hard to lock down, very, very hard to kill. And I just don't see enough answers. They have more answers than they did in game 1, and they have hard engage in game like what they didn't have in game 1. I just don't see enough of it for them to deal with your Gotham's composition.
That's what's gonna make this one tough for sure too, is finding those angles to get into this game. And looking at it too, if you can get that Jinx and Ryze to a late game stage where they are fed, they've got items, they're strong, yeah, they have the potential to rip apart this team of Ergotum. But having that Akali and Irelia, again, I'm just kind of maybe tunnel visioning on this a little bit too much, but for me, those champions are that's a nice looking ADC you got there, Dream. I'm gonna go ahead and chase her down. That to me is what those champions spell out, and it makes it, again, tough to see how they're going to be able to counter that, especially the way we saw Ergotum rotate around last game, the way that they were so proactive on these rotations as 3, 4, 5-man squads and did not let up for 1 minute. They were always the ones that were there first. They were dominant in the vision game. And again, I think it's going to come down to who is really prioritizing being the most active team on the map here, the most proactive team out tonight. But it's going to be, I think, tough for BS Gaming. I still threw them a little tokens there in the betting pool, but I think the edge again, or in this game actually, I'm gonna switch back over and say Ergotum definitely has the edge. Mobility seems to be a bit of a favored advantage here in LTS.
Yeah, and I do believe our little whisperer and our little whispering streamer did tell us a little bit about how mobility is super important in the higher healers of play, and I do have to agree here. And there is a clear discord between which team has high mobility and which one doesn't.
Yep, we'll have to see how it all breaks down here in game number 2, guys. We're gonna hop to a quick break, but make sure to keep getting those predictions in and let us know who you think is gonna win game number 2 here. We'll be back in just a few moments.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me, I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Welcome back to week 5 of the LTS Premade. We've got same sides once again, Ergatum on the blue and BS Gaming on the red, but it comes down to this. If Ergatum find the win here, that night is going to come to a close very soon. But let's see if BS Gaming can pull one back right now. From both sides, though, we're seeing a nice 5-point defense, nice 5-point start from everybody. So no crazy shenanigans that we saw in game number 1 here, Dream.
No, it looks like BS Gaming not going to go for that this time around. And I think that is a wise decision, seeing as how their level 1 is atrocious.
Yep, no Braum this game. No Braum for his passive. So that's definitely going to be taking that option off the map here. I think it's going to be a much more, well, I say it now, a much more controlled early game here until we start to see the 6s, until we start to see the rotations coming through from Lenmos, especially once he has the Stormbringer to be able to disable these towers around an Aurelia or an Akali. Oh yeah, that is heavy turret dive potential from me, but Sloth is going to get spotted out on that ward, getting a ward just around the Raptors of BS Gaming's jungle. And we are going to be into this game now. Minions have spawned. We are going to see an Infernal Drake on the map in 3.5 minutes here. So let's see who's going to be prioritizing those, because last time Ergatum was all over those dragons, able to pick up that soul very early in that last game. And oh boy, an early Infernal, we've seen it a couple times there. Those last little slivers of health, those very close fights can sometimes mean the difference.
Yeah, it can be very, very difficult. If you, the early dragon, if they lose presence early on the bot side, with the team comp they have, where their main carries are, it can be very difficult for them to actually get a lead like they want to. Already see that the Aurelia is bullying the Gnar up there, and Rise is bullying the Akali. We did expect this. It is a range versus melee matchup. Until that level 3 comes in, it is very difficult for the Akali to actually do much of anything in that lane there. So just going to have to sit there and suffer until that level 3 hits. As
oh boy, BS Gaming actually all over these members of Ergatum, and you know what? A little similar to what we saw last game. A nice start from the side of BS Gaming. So taking advantage of those level leads that they have across the board right now. That's why we saw the poke coming through very heavily there from Non, from that Rise. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on these lanes as these levels come through, because that's, again, a lot of what these champions are made of is being able to do those big filthy McNasty combos. So let's see if they're able to do it, or if BS Gaming can get themselves a little lead like they did last time.
yeah, and that's one of the fun things that I just saw happen there. Despite the Akali being inside of the shroud, it doesn't matter if you have that circle on it and the explosions spread to you, because you'll still get damaged by it even if you're not visible. So this is actually a really rough lane for Akali now that I'm thinking about it. The early levels do not favor her, even the level 3, because if she tries to go in on Rise, he can just snare her up and use the phase rush to get away. So until she has those the perfect execution. It is quite difficult. Hold on, we got a fight in the top side.
El Torito going to be going in, locks him down with the CC, but oh, out of nowhere, Lenmos not going to be spotted out. No vision there from Yugyut, and unfortunately, that will be first blood going on over to Ergodum. And with that gold now in the pocket of Lemos, probably going to be seeing a little bit more mobility from this guy around the map and looking for potentially some more ganks soon, but let's see if they can find it. A Root actually coming down onto Trollface. Boomerang Blade gonna just come through, do a little bit of poke. Wubsy stepping up as well too, but still have to watch out. Not too sure where the Xin Zhao is floating around, and that's why we see Ergodum playing so damn careful in these early levels until they have that big strong volley bear who can be there to meet them for those ganks.
Yeah, and this is one of the downsides of having such a defensive lane on the bot side. Hold that thought.
Yugyut. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Conqueror stacks Aurelia. The flash on top. El Torito finds the solo kill up in the top lane. And now we actually might have a dive coming down on this bot tower. Popfield's gonna get dove on. The Ignite is coming through. Seraphine trying to CC up. George de la Jungle will actually be able to get the trade kill with the TP from Sloth. They're joining in as well too, but it looks like BS Gaming gonna be able to escape just a 1-for-1 after it's all over at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is going to be a trade there. 1-for-1, however, it can be considered a 2-for-1 because of the opposite trade on the opposite side of the map there. The Akali the Aurelia taking yet another kill down onto that Gnar there. Now 0-2 and 0, he's down a wave and a half. The Aurelia can reset and start picking up the pieces for that Blade of the Ruin King that she so loves, as we do get a disconnect from the AD carry from your Gotham.
Yep. Quick reconnect though, so I don't think this pause will take too long. Gives us just a second to breathe here, Dream. Infernal still on the map, but we're seeing some good trades back and forth right now from either side. Looking at how that gold is distributed so far though, it's a kill on Aurelia, a kill on Volley, and a kill for the Sivir. So far, thoughts on how this game is going, Dream? In favor.
I think this game is going a lot better than the first game. It is 3 kills to 1, but the trading is going slightly in favor as far as the CS goes in the bot side. Hold on, I got it.
Realm Warp is coming through right now. They were waiting for him. It's just going to be Non who comes through, but the Vanguard's edge will be popped. However, George de la Jungle has shown up, and it's 3v1, but El Torito still able to trade back onto Non. Oh my goodness. It's going to be Yugyut that is able to pick up the trade kill, but oh my goodness. Kind of crazy stuff. These members of BS Gaming able to at least take away one plating on that top turret, but El Torito kind of scary.
Yeah, that was as soon as the ultimate came in from the Rise there, the Realm Warp, I thought that both the Xin Zhao and the Rise were taking it, and then just the Rise shows up, and then the Aurelia gets a 2-man ultimate off on that, allows for him to delay just a little bit, takes a lot of damage, and right at the last moment before the Xin Zhao could get in, the very last tick before the Vanguard's edge disappeared there, was hit, tried walking into the Vanguard's edge right as it was disappearing, so he got slowed, could not get the jump in, and that was why the trade kill ended up happening.
Yeah, and it's those little micro decisions by El Torito that is just showing up. And again, even though he was taken down there, picking up an extra kill there, being up to 1 is pretty huge. Going in for some more again, but George de la Jungle has shown up to help. That's going to be the flash, the knock up as well too. Are they able to find it? Lots of Gnar damage coming through, but he's still able to find the trade kill, possibly looking for another. Those Conqueror stacks are stacking, but Yugyut able to find the trade kill once again, but look at his health, Dream. Almost the 2v1 taken by Torito.
And that's how you know that this champion has started to unleash themselves onto the map here. And because of how much pressure is being sent up to that top side, it's a free dragon. It's a free infernal for the BS, or for your Gotham there, as they are going to take another fight down in the bot side, but the Jinx is a little bit low at about half HP there, so doesn't want to go too far into it. And we were talking about how the damage, that minute damage that the Infernal Dragon can mean a difference. Do you think that 4% increase in damage is the kill onto the double kill onto the Gnar there?
You know, at that point, it's kind of tough to call, especially with the fact that the Conqueror is on this Aurelia. So depending on how extended the fight goes, especially the one we just saw, there is that potential. I think it's hard to judge, especially with the Gnar stacks as well too. We'd have to bust out our scientific calculators here to really make sure. Yeah. That is a good point in our ears from Salt as well, that the Gnar bar wasn't there. He wasn't gonna go Mega, so there is that potential. There's that potential. And Torito looking for it again. Jump will not do it. Stunned up by the Dual Fates. Oh my goodness, he is going to be going Mega right now. So that is on Torito to back on off, playing it a little safe, and can just wait out that Mega Gnar, because again, if you're keeping an eye on the minimap, the sweeping plant coming through. George the Jungle is hanging around this top to mid side of the jungle. And let's see if they can do it again. But actually in the bot lane, that's going to be a big ult coming through from Seraphine. The Encore was popped. The exhaust is coming through as well too. Wubsy looking to try and trade back in. Papa Phil taking a bit of damage. Boomerang Blade is coming through along with the ricochets. But Wubsy is spotted out by those minions. However, the flash. Oh, Uncle Laura not quite able to find it. They're going to be quitting quite low. The heal's going to be coming through from Papa Phil as well too. As I tie up my words, the flashes are coming left and right. The Super Mega Death Rocket was popped, but not landing on anybody. Dream. It's a bloodbath in the bot lane, but it's 2-0 for Urgotum.
Yeah, and this game already starting to feel very similar to that last one. 2-1-1 on that scoreline for the
top. Look at top. Look at top. Oh no, Lenmo sitting in the bush forces the flash on out. George de la Jungle has shown up out of the fray wearing those double buffs, looking for El Torito right now. He's going to pop his ult. Stormbreaker is going to be coming in as well too to follow up. But the Gnar into the wall. They're going to be taking out that volley bear. Let's see if Torito can trade it back. No, he cannot. It's a double kill for Yugyut.
Oh man, and now this Gnar, who started out 0-2, is now 4-2, has come back fully into this game here. Gonna go ahead and get some platings as well, sitting on 1,500 gold. Going to feel very, very good about his position. The Blade of the Rune King is now finished, as we do have something going on in the bot lane here.
A little bit of lockdown. That leash was used, but now Papa Phil showing why he's so damn filthy. Gets one, gets two. The lockdown from Alcalora to help along, and Papa Phil finds himself double kill in the bot lane. Oh man. Just this thing swinging around for BS Gaming. Oh, mid lane also taking a big whack there as well too. This is a bunch of back and forths here, Dream, and I'm still not sure where it's gonna end up, but you got a few key Fed members on either side, making this quite scary as Sloth TP's back to lane, looking to maybe go in with this. A lot of damage coming through. That electric gonna get popped at the perfect execution to go on in, not quite able to finish off Non there. Comes very close, but will force him to go for a back, as you do have George showing up to this mid lane, but still followed up by Lenmos, who's going to go ahead, rotate on over to this Herald. We saw this again from Urgotum last game, picking up that early Herald and going for those towers. They were 6-0 advantage towers at 20 minutes, so it was kind of crazy last game. It's actually, oh, look at this. It will be Troll Faith landing the leash. Sloth in the Shroud. Don't know where they're going to go, especially with those sweepers coming through from both of them. Little bit of poke there, and followed up by George the Jungle to finish it off. Another kill goes on over to BS Gaming, now 9-6.
Yeah, and this game, you're going being a lot closer than the last game for a lot longer here. Only about 1,700 gold separating the two teams here. Looks like the red buff is going to be taken away unless the Sivir can try and steal it. Does not look like it though. And we actually do get to see a standard, or I would say a non-standard build for the Sivir as well. The Gale Force build with the lethal tempo. Not a build that we see all too often on the champion, and Seraphine might just be dead here.
Oh, even checks it with a Q, but it's not going to be enough. The Encore was even used, but there's just so much damage, especially out of that Rise, and that's in Zhao. However, the top lane, oh my goodness, the dive under the tower, it's the 1-for-1 trade, but Non has shown up to see if he can trade it on back. That big bear is going to be taken down quite low, and Non finding some more gold for himself is going to be able to take down Lenmos. Ends up being a 2-for-1 in that exchange, I believe, overall. Quick maths here, but in the meantime, it does mean that Ergotum is going to be losing that dragon. Actually going to be losing potentially Sloth here. That Super Mega Death Rocket will not land, but George de la Jungle, again, the flash and the knockup coming through huge. They find a kill, they find a dragon for themselves, and BS Gaming back in this game.
Yeah, now they have the gold lead, if only so slightly. It's only barely even 100, probably less than that there. Gonna go up a little bit after this plating is taken on the top side there. Yeah, it's gonna be about 300 after that. And honestly, I'm at a loss for who might win this game. It looks so even from both these teams here, but we do see Papa Phil already at 4 kills here. Similar to last game, only 1 death here, 1 assist, but has 4 kills, much stronger than the enemy AD carry at the current moment here. But Jinx is also sitting on 1,700 gold there, as oh no.
Boy, George de la Jungle coming down again, but Lenmos is here to answer. That's gonna be Ergotum turning it back around. Papa Phil going unstoppable. That shutdown is gonna be going on over to Lenmos, but it's a 2-for-0. Nice little CC there from Alcalora, as Wubsy is just forced to walk on back to safety. Nothing that he can do about that one, unfortunately, as now Shelly's gonna get spawned up as well too on this bot side turret. That is gonna be the first turret here for Ergotum. Once again, they're gonna be putting gold into all their pockets here as they continue this push. And again, very similar to what we saw game number 1, pushing with that Shelly, looking to maybe even get a charge on that tier 2 tower as well too. But numbers coming right now from the side of Ergotum. Got to keep an eye on Nuan right now. Probably that biggest threat for BS Gaming, as they might look to start shutting him down very soon.
Yeah, it's actually quite unfortunate for that Jinx there. Unable to stop the Rift Herald's second charge. It died as it slammed into the towers. The damage still went through there, but it does die instantaneously. It would have died anyway too, but failing to get this charge to not allowing the charge to hit does mean that turret is in a prime position to be hold on.
Pop right now. Oh, beautiful flash there from El Torito, but the Realm Warp is coming through. The lockdown will be there, the leash as well, and it will be Trollface that actually picks up that kill. A lot of resources used into getting up to that top lane. They are able to take down the Aurelia, but that gold is going to be going into the pocket of Trollface. But, you know, you might trade it out for a turret right now as well too, which will be first for BS Gaming this game. So you take what you can. That's not terrible at all. So BS Gaming going to be walking away a little bit richer from that one and feeling a little good knowing that they do have the power to take out that Aurelia.
Yeah, Aurelia having started off very, very well now has the opposite scoreline of the Gnar there, 3-5-2 to the 5-3-2. The Gnar finishing that stride breaker, going to feel really, really good about that. The Aurelia still working on that mythic item, still does not have it there because going for the Blade of the Ruin King is pretty much the only, or always the thing to do on that champion there. We do see Alcora walking into the blue or red side jungle here along with her buddies, and once again you got them rotating as a 5-man squad pretty much, and it looks like we may get a dive onto this top side here.
Oh boy, that's actually going to be Sloth caught out here by George of the Jungle. Beautiful encore though, as the rest of Ergotum coming in. That's Stormbringer from Lenmos as well too, as George will get taken down. Papa Filth is going to be claiming that kill. Now it's Wubsy forced to flash on out, following on up, nowhere to go. Double kill for Papa Filth, as Trollface and Non forced to back on out of here. Dueling Fates. Ooh, very nice stuff from El Torito, but that top tower is going to be taken down. That tier 1 will go on over to the side of Ergotum, as they are just, again, returning to their form, returning to what succeeded best for them last game, which was roaming in those giant death balls. We're seeing a little glimpse of that again, Dream.
Yeah, and speaking of roaming in the giant death balls, they are now going to roam as a giant death ball to that dragon, which is spawning here in the next 30 seconds. And it is a Cloud Soul, and for the team comp that wants to run at you, Cloud Soul feels pretty good, don't you think, Garf?
I like going fast.
Yeah, you proved that in game 1 with the Outlaws.
True. This is true. I don't care. I don't care which way it's going for me. I like going fast.
Hold on.
Fun. But Alcalora taking a good chunk of damage. The TP's actually going to be coming through from Non here. So now we got numbers from both sides surrounding this dragon pit. We do see Sloth on the bottom end of it right now. We'll get that control word down, but we quickly taken away there by Yut. As this Cloud Drake is going down quite fast. Lemos questioning whether or not they want to go on over for it, and we'll say no thanks, I'm fine. We're good, but Realm Warp actually going to be popped in the mid lane. George de la Jungle, look, pop a filth. That flash will come through. Super Mega Death Rocket will land. Chopper's coming through, but look at the big guards in on to George LeJoie. What am I saying? Wait, wrong George. As in comes the dueling face, does not matter. Noan finds the kill, but Sloth able to find the perfect execution there. Stormbringer being popped. It's an absolute massacre across the board for both ends right now. In the end, ends up being a 3 for 2. Is it over quite yet? Meganar coming through. That will be the the Stride Brinker use. I'm losing my words here, Dream. These guys are insane. I think I just had a short circuit off of that fight because you had so much back and forth coming through. And really, can we put a finger on who just won that fight there?
I'm gonna say it was BS Gaming because the Jinx just picked up 1,000 gold shutdown onto from the Sivir there.
Oh, gotta recalibrate here for a second. Honestly, we're seeing, you know, back and forth stuff. Nuan still able to pick up some kills there, but Papa Filth, a lot of resources being used just to try and find him, and in the end, it ends up being BS Gaming that get punished for diving so hard into trying to find him. But it's not done yet. This gold lead is not as big as what we saw in game number 1. It's still only about 2.5k up for Ergotum, and these dragons relatively close as well too. So it's still tough to say which way it's gonna go, but this is just insanity so far, Dream.
Yeah, BS Gaming definitely learning from their mistakes in game 1. They're playing a much more controlled game, but your Grotum definitely has the edge. When these team fights come in, it feels like they're struggling to keep up with the team fight. It looks like it's going to be a Phantom Dancer as the second item for the Jinx as well. We see the LDR finished for the Sivir. Hold on, we got a fight going on in the top
There's
side.
the Everfrost as well you were mentioning. Caught in the Shroud will use the perfect execution to get on out, but George de la Jungle chasing him down. Will be a shutdown actually going into the hands of this BS Gaming jungler. However, rest of these members of Ergotum pushing in on this mid turret. Tier 1 about to go down as well too. Nice route onto the Jinx, but George de la Jungle coming on in. Alcalor away will get up by that spear, but still manages to pick up that tier 1 and run away. Well played there, as Ergotum gonna go ahead and reset here. Still have the Rift Herald for a little bit as well too, so could potentially look to push on any of these tier 2 turrets that they've exposed.
Oh. Yeah, with how close this game is at the current moment, BS Gaming, they have to be feeling pretty good about it because they're the team with the scaling composition here. It is going to be a uphill battle once that 35 minute mark starts coming in and we start seeing the third and the fourth item start coming in for this Rise and Jinx here, because that is where they shine. That is when they become more powerful than almost any champion in the game there. We've seen the terrifying power of a late game Rise when he hits that EQ on 5 members and their entire health bars just evaporate, or watching the Jinx get multi-man rockets with the Q. With the rocket Q combined with the Runon's Hurricane there, just so much damage coming from those two champions is disgusting in the late game, and it can just end a team fight before it really begins for the side of your Gotham.
And you see right now that Non and George de la Jungle are sticking together. That Realm Warp is available again, so if anybody really takes a step out of position, this is where that mobility is coming into play for BS Gaming. So really well done so far. Torito will know, or at least smell something's up, as they not too aware of where that Rise and Zinzao are. So backs on off that bot wave. But we do have another Cloud Drake up in 40 seconds. If taken here by BS Gaming, that will put them up to that soul point, which is really huge for them. But We'll have to see if they're going to fight on over this. There's actually another fight breaking out in the top lane. Will be that Meganar coming in, but not quite able to lock down the Akali. Again, one of the issues of the Slippery Champions is that it is not going to be easy to lock down that Akali or Aurelia, but you know, BS Gaming showing us that they still have some strength, still have some gas left in the tank there, are not giving up quite yet, and looking to potentially set up for this dragon here as the wards are coming through.
Yeah, this will be the third dragon for BS Gaming if they manage to pick it up here. I do expect you got him to fight for it though. The team compositions are very, very close right now. This will probably be the most even team fight. If there is one, the dragon is just...
Oh, it's just gonna get smited away. Unfortunately, big encore will be going through. Stormbringer will be popped. Vanguard's edge actually from the other end. This one up, he's getting so low, will be taken out by Nguyen. Looking on the back line, looking for Papa Filth. Is going to be forced to flash on L Slot. Will get that shuriken down onto Trollface, but gets taken out himself by the Meganar. Papa Filth trying his best to kite on back, but he's not quite able to. Oh my goodness. The members of Ergodom are dropping left and right. It's just Alcalora left going on Golden, but that will be the chain pop there from the Rise. Gets taken out. The Dragon also going on over to BS Gaming, but Shelly's still able to take out that tier 2 mid tower. However, this gold lead is starting to close. This gap is starting to even out, and we've got ourselves quite a tight game here, Dream.
Yeah, it should be a slight lead now for BS Gaming after that turret goes down there. But yeah, overall, it is a very, very even game. 40 kills almost here in 25 minutes. We are actually 2 minutes away from the where game 1 ended. So we're going in for the long haul, it feels like, in this game.
Quite potential here, but you know, I take a look at the main thing here, which are objectives. And for one thing, BS Gaming does have that soul point right now sitting on the Cloud soul point, but it's towers and it's heralds, and guess what else, Dream? It's barons that come down to potentially win these games. However, BSG has sniffed something out right now. They're gonna look to try and come in on this. Urgot Slot looking for something on the back. So make it Death Rocket. Ooh, just brings it down to 49, but it's actually taken down by Papa Filth. That was so damn close to being stolen away here by BS Gaming, but Ergodom picks up that giant purple worm. Gonna be wearing the purple buff for the next 3 minutes. And let's see what they can do with it. Already sitting at that tower advantage. And this is something that Ergodom has been very good at tonight, is pushing those objectives, especially when they have their advantage.
Oh man, that was such a close Super Mega Death Rocket. I have to go back and look at the replay there because it looked like the Baron died, or it looked like the reason why the Super Mega Death Rocket did not kill the Baron there was because it passed through the Baron to hit an enemy champion, which is why the Baron, it looked like the Baron went down right after the Super Mega Death Rocket exploded there. And going ahead and picking up that Baron, they're going to be in a pretty strong spot now. 700 gold here, hold on.
El Torito, maybe, wait a minute. They both went through together. They could have done one at a time, but actually, no, look at this. It will be Lenmo showing up to counter this one. And actually, the rest of Ergodom coming to El Torito. Super Mega Death Rocket will not be able to find it. What looked like a sticky situation for Torito turned back into a 2v2 situation. And then all of a sudden, you blink and Ergodom's just there as a 5-man squad. This is what they've been good at all night. Really well done by them. And they're going to go ahead and push on this tier 2 top turret, while in the bot side, you do have this Gnar taking out that tier 1 turret. Will put a little bit of gold into the pockets of BS Gaming, but right now, you have Ergodom on their rampage, on their massive siege. What they love to do, what we saw to them in game 1, they're going ahead and attacking and actually melting through this top inhibitor turret. That's just going to be gone. So now you have an exposed inhibitor on the top side. Encore coming through, will not land onto anybody. And the rest of Ergodom just going to go off into the jungle there. We'll peel on off, go for some resets. And with the gold that they've now accumulated, we can go ahead and take a peek at their wallets. A couple of these members can definitely do a little bit of shopping here.
Yeah, not only can a couple of those members do a little bit of shopping here, we take a look at the gold. Loki's at the top of the gold charts yet again. It is Papa Phil, 14,000 gold, 10, 3, and 6. Has, oh man, has, what is that? 2,500 gold over the highest gold champion on the other side, which is the Rise there at 12,500. So, oh boy. Once again, the 80 carry difference between these two teams is massive, but this time BS Gaming is making up the difference with the rest of their composition, and it is a little bit harder for the Sivir to actually carry the game comparatively to the Tristana, as they are setting up for this Cloud Soul here. It looks like Urgatum is going to be the first ones here, so they are going to pick that tower up, or not the tower, the dragon.
I think I just saw a super mega death rocket fly by, but that is neither here nor there. Anyways, BS Gaming pushing on this tier 2 mid, able to shred that apart. But yeah, very quickly done by the side of Urgatum. They pick up another dragon. However, that Realm Warp going to be used to send all these members of BS Gaming to the top side, take out that top tier 2. And you know what? This is where their mobility is coming through as well too. I do want to bring attention to the Seraphine build as well too, opting for the Shurelias. Again, leaning into that mobility for this team, which I kind of like. It's not the Moonstone, so you're not going to be getting those massive shields, but you know, when you have a Sivir with the spell shield, what do you think of the Shurelias here? As actually, wait, we might see an example of it as zoom they go, trophies, see you later. Alcalor are going to pick that up. It's support versus support, as Georgilla Jungle seems to be the next target. The Challenger Smite going to be coming down as well too, but can he get out? Looks like he should have an escape here. Flashes away from the Stormbringer as well too. Gnar going to be leaning into some damage, actually forcing the flash away from Lenmos, as now the rest of Urgatum is here. Look at Sloth on the backside, almost able to take down. Oh my god, look at the Encore as well too. Able to find it, gets traded out himself, but the Vanguard's Edge going to be trying to lock down this Gnar, but is it enough? He's doing so much damage. The Rise locked down with dual fates, but he's still pumping out a ton of damage his own. It's a triple kill for Nuan. That Realm Warp is back up. A little miscommunication on that, which is why you see the thumbs up come out. Oh my goodness. Okay, just gonna have a quick pause here at 30:45 to get resynced up here, and we
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get so
Hello. We are back and resynced on up, so we do apologize for that, but sometimes that spectator client can be a little, what do we say, interesting. Yeah, let's just call it that. Anyways, looking at what we have right now, 25 to 23 kills right now in favor of Urgatum. Gold and towers also in favor of Urgatum, but it is BS Gaming sitting on that Cloud Soul point. Only one more for them, and they'll be able to pick it up, but we've seen a lot of back and forth right now, especially we got to keep our eyes on Non right now. That Rise is pumping out so much damage, has his death cap, and this is going to be interesting to see where we go into this late game, as we've now passed that 31-minute mark.
Yeah, this goal, dead even. 60,000 to 59,000 means nothing. That doesn't mean anything at this point in the game. Baron is up here, so it looks like it is going to be started up actually by BS Gaming. They're going to go for it already. No, they're just going to turn.
As well too. Big Encore is going to go from Alcalora, but will just get taken out. It's a bait into a fight. Papa Phil forced to flash away, or sorry, dash away right now. Does not have his flash available, but look at this Gnar coming on in. Vanguard's Edge is going to be popped as well too, but Big Gnar, in comes the Realm Warp as well too, and Non is shown up to pump out the damage. It's BS Gaming flipping it back around onto Urgatum, and they're going to go ahead and start this Baron on up. Holy moly, Dream.
Yeah, they're going to be able to pick up this Baron here. It's all the Aurelia can do to just clear the waves, so that way they don't lose, or so that way it takes a bit longer for them to push here. But we already see the Karma has already rotated to that mid side to catch that wave. Rally is going to rotate to the bot side to push that wave in, and Nar is going to push that top wave in as well. Going to take some jungle camps. It looks like that is where their point of pressure is going to be. It is going to be on that top side. That should be where they might be heading for. Could be that mid lane as well. So
Yeah, and this right now for BS Gaming is fantastic to set up for what is coming in 1 minute, which is that fourth Cloud Drake that they need. That fourth Drake of the game that they need. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Cloud, but in this case, it is a Cloud. And with that Baron buff, I'm looking for them to really just shove these waves out, get a lot of pressure in the wave so you can go and safely secure this Cloud Drake. But we do see numbers from Urgotum starting to show up in this mid lane. They are starting to actually make their way on over to this jungle, but it is going to be a very scary task for really both teams here. But it is BS Gaming wearing that Baron buff, so they're going to have a slight advantage in this one too. This has got to be a little risky if you are Urgotum, but do you just give up this dragon for free, Dream?
I don't think you do, but really, can you do anything else besides give it up? The Baron, like, they got absolutely destroyed in that last fight there. It'll be very, very difficult, especially the angle they're coming in here just allows for them to get completely poked out.
Are going in as well too. He's going to go large quite soon as it's Volibear in the back with a big Stormbringer, but this fight is breaking out in multiple areas. Look at Sloth on the back line, picking off the Rise, but it's going to be Whoopsie firing off those rockets. The Vanguard's edge will be popped, but that will be the stopwatch used. George of the Jungle is the last one surviving. He gets taken out as well, too. It's a triple kill for Papa Filth. This ADC has been playing out of their mind tonight, Dream. And this could just be the end of the game right here. This mid turret, half health, inhibitors exposed in top lane as well too, but the death timers are in the 20s for at least Trollface and at least 30 seconds on everybody else. They might just go for it, Dream.
Yeah, this could just be the game here. They do have more than enough damage between the Sivir and the Aurelia here.
Turret. Second Nexus turret, still 5 seconds on Trollface till they're back in this game. Urgotum gonna go ahead and clean this up and take it home. Ends the night 2-0. GG. Wow. All I have to say, Dream, is wow. First of all, neither of those teams look like 1-3 teams. They both came out. They both fought their absolute hearts out tonight. But that kind of synergy we're seeing from Urgotum is kind of insane, Dream.
Yeah. I expected today to be a good match, or a good series, but what we ended up getting was, wow. Urgotum came in game 1 and absolutely dominated the game, and then game 2. It ends as suddenly as as a team fight breaks out, faster than you're able to cast it. It felt like, because
that's actually I think I might have got a little short circuited there, especially with that fight mid where we saw there are multiple mini fights breaking out around the larger fight, and it almost becomes like a battle royale where whoever's left, okay, now you have around, you get to fight. And this is not to take away from BS Gaming. We saw some great setups, some great rotations, especially some really... There was a couple times it faltered, but some really good uses of the Realm Warp too. I think Nuan definitely stood out tonight as being one of those big players. Even looking at the damage charts too, 32k. That is the largest damage in the game versus Papa Filth, who is just under 26k. And that to me just shows how powerful that Rise can truly get. We saw a few times him getting a few wonderful fights off, but in that last fight, it was Sloth who found the backline, who was able to pull off the perfect execution and take out that Rise, which was that big major damage dealer as well. Really well done by Urgotum.
Yeah, took out the Rise and the Jinx with the first proc of the perfect execution, took out the Rise, then used the second one to execute the Jinx there.
Well, it was actually it forced Wubsy to using that stopwatch, and then you have El Torito comes in, it's like, okay, I got Vanguard's edge. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Yeah, and you use your stopwatch and you have literally 2 HP. The stopwatch, all it did was just buy time, And unfortunately, 2.5 seconds is not long enough for the game not to end when there are two damage dealers and a Seraphine still left alive. So
Yeah, really well done by Ergotum tonight. Again, I I just give the shout out to the entire team because that was a group effort. They made the rotations as a 5-man. I think BS Gaming definitely started to figure out that strategy in game number 2 as it was a much closer game, but in the end, it's Ergotum that take it home 2-0 tonight. But guys, there is that vote for player of the game, so make sure to let us know who you think deserves that POG status on UGP. All you have to do is use command vote and then whatever position you think deserves it. But we are going to be hopping to a quick break before we come back to finish off our show tonight. So we'll see you back in just a few short minutes.
I don't like myself when I'm not high anymore. Maybe we could try and take it slow, but you're wasting my time. Why would you wanna be mine? But I can't find a way to see through all of my bad days, all of my empty nights. I lie awake sometimes. Do I ever cross your mind? The pieces of me fall apart, even
All right, everyone. Calling the break a little bit early because that was a great song to end it on there. But player of the game is going to go to Alcalora on the Seraphine, going 3, 4, and 22, playing that Enchanter to her greatest benefit. You know, popping off, fighting some great ultimates, burning summoners very, very efficiently there. And overall, just a great Seraphine game to watch, you know. A very strong champ. Did get some big nerfs, but, you know, able to bring it back with those little bit of buffs and, you know, switching up the build a little bit, providing that healing reduction as well as that move speed with the Shurelya's Battle Song, helping out quite a bit. What do you guys think?
So this does not look like a 1-3 team. Well, technically they're now 2-3.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
But this did not look like a 1-3 team. The communication that was coming out from Ergodum tonight was absolutely on point. We saw, again, those rotations coming through. Numbers were there. But a lot of the time, too, when we were in that bot side, and it wasn't fair for very long because it felt like these games were at such a high pace. You even saw me on the desk earlier, or heard me.
Yeah.
Short circuit there because it just broke out so damn fast that it is hard. I don't even for these players to keep track of. However, Alcalora did a great job of supporting this team, being called up to the big leagues here into LTS now. I think Alcalora played fantastic today. So huge shout out to that support coming in, fulfilling their duty, having a great game on Nautilus, and really setting up Papa Filth for that Tristan to just run away, and kind of doing the same in game 2.
Yeah.
Making sure that Papa Filth stayed alive, doing your job as support. So you love to see it. You love to see that success and growth of these players as they move their way up. But now we're not too sure where the standings are yet because I'm sure a few teams are still playing. But that is going to be massive for Ergodum to be at that 2 and 3 point. It's definitely going to round out a few of these standings here tonight. And, you know, considering that this is a 9-week regular split, it's the top 6 teams that are going to be making it into playoffs with that first and second seed getting a bye. This definitely makes it a lot more comfortable for Ergodum to be in a playoff contention spot for sure after tonight. So really well done by all of them. But this is not to discredit BS Gaming at all.
Oh, definitely not.
Especially in game 2. A lot of good back and forth too. Non was absolutely cracked on that rise, actually ended up doing the most damage. And it was some really good setups between him and George de la Jungle, really making those rotations through. But you know, it comes down to when you have 2 really great roamers on your team versus a whole team of roamers. Well, tonight it showed, and Ergodum was the one who took it home.
One thing that I did notice about Ergodum, the target selection as the game went on just went crazy. They decided, oh, you know, we'll go for the Jinx at first, you know, pretty strong, even though she is behind. But as soon as that Ryze started getting super strong, that's where they shifted their focus. The Akali just jumping right on that Ryze's face, making sure that he cannot play the game. That is your goal. Take out that gigantic AoE threat, mainly because the Jinx opted for that Phantom Dancer. No AoE rockets from that. Their only source of AoE is coming from that Ryze, that game. So focus that target down, and your team doesn't get shredded to pieces instantly.
Yeah, and URG Sloth was on top of that, especially in that last fight. Found the perfect execution on the back line, got the Jinx to a low enough point where El Torito was able to set up for that kill. And yeah, Papa Filth was just filthy tonight.
Yeah.
It's in his name, Salt.
Yeah.
Like, he was absolutely insane on both games. Just really well played.
Playing very well, putting numbers out, you know, taking names too, just having so much gold in his back pocket, playing super well. Either game, just playing his positioning incredibly well. He did get caught out a couple times game number 2, mainly because he's just getting jumped on by a Xin Zhao, jumped on by a Gnar. Spell Shield can only block so much, right? So
Yes, it can.
And a Gale Force can only take you so far. It's a little rough to try and get away from those things, especially when there's 2 of them running at you face first, because he was that Fed member. He was that big AoE damage threat with those ricochets, with those boomerang blades, just sending damage out left, right, and center through the entirety of BSG, and that Ryze was doing the exact same thing for BSG as well.
Yeah, and I think that's why we saw the Gale Force build on Papa Filth this game as well too, rather than something a little bit more like the Kraken Slayer
or the Dusk
Immortal
Blade.
Shield Bow, or the Dust Blade as well too. You know, going with the Dark Harvest Sivir. We've seen that in the past as well too, but it just gave him another angle of disengage away from all the crazy stuff that BS Gaming was trying to throw at him. And that's after all that was burned, right, then you have these members of BS Gaming that are in your face, and it's like, well, now we have to deal with an Akali, Aurelia, a Volley Bear.
Yeah, just
And the Sivir's going to be poking at us from the back while everybody's getting shields from Seraphine. What do we do now? And I think drawing BS Gaming in like that was a really good plan here from the side of Ergodum, because it caught them out. It brought them to a place that they weren't comfortable. We saw in those fights where BS Gaming set it up, where they were the ones using the Realm Warp or using that Gnar ult to set up these fights. They were winning those because they were being the proactive ones and setting up team fights that they were comfortable engaging with. And now when you step into the territory of Ergodum, they were like, okay, you're in our territory now. Let's go.
Where the Akali can jump forward, where the Volibear can just dive on in and take out those damage dealers. The Gnar went very far forward in that last team fight. I think that last team fight was very exciting to watch because the Xin Zhao Gnar tried to go forward, tried to take out that Sivir, but on the other end, the Volibear, Aurelia, the Akali, all just jumping forward onto the Rise, onto the Jinx, and executing them instantly before the fight could truly break out while that Sivir was still alive. So, sure, they were able to take out they were able to take out the Akali, they were able to take out the Volibear, but it's not enough when the Aurelia is able to land everything and your Rise was already taken out instantly. So with that, though, great team fights coming in from both teams. Ergodum taking it very well here in game number 2. They found the advantage, they found the pick they needed, but BS Gaming just showing us how strong their team fight comps are. They were playing those team fights immaculately when they had the preparation done, when they could get those big realm warps off. And overall, just a great game played here from both sides. It was a 2-0, but it definitely didn't seem like one in game number 2.
Yep, great stuff from both tonight, but it goes home with Ergodum. But I'm excited to see what comes out of this LTS league, as crossing that halfway mark. This is where the teams really start to solidify their point. Again, those numbers are what we got to keep an eye on. It's the top 6 that are going into playoffs and the top 2 that get a bye into semis. So really interesting to see who's going to be those 1, 2, and 3 teams really fighting for those playoff buys, and who's going to be fighting for those last playoff contention spots. I think it's really starting to make itself known, but we'll see once all the games are played tonight. But for now, that will be it from us, I believe, my friend.
Yep. So thank you, Garrett, for joining me tonight. Our other caster, our color caster for the night, was also Mr. Dream Unforgiven. Unfortunately, he did have to take his leave a little bit early tonight, but that's fine. I'm Salt Spreader. I'm joining you here every Thursday, Friday here to, show us some LRS and LTS Premade stuff. So with that, have a great night. Valorant all this weekend, and let's talk Legends at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back then. Take care, everyone. Have a great night, and we will see you later.